wasted, and I need another notch on my belt. If you're looking for a six-pack, muscled up kind of man, better look somewhere else. Yeah, I can stand to lose a few pounds, but for right now, I'm working on my diet, but oh my God, ain't gotta be hungry to eat.
Good evening, everyone. It's Thursday, which means it's bacon time. We are Dads with Bacon. Sans bacon today. Get well soon, buddy. But we are here on Thursday talking sports. We are in the thick of it. We are upon the best season of all, bowl season. We have NBA in peak NBA form, post in-season tournament. We got a lot of stuff going on. Today we'll be joined by some of our regular panelists as well as a special guest tonight. So without further ado, allow me to bring in our staff today.
Oh, hell yeah. It's nice to be back again this week. The NFL is so hot right now. So many storylines going in this week. Looking forward to seeing BlueLou, BlueLou tonight. Special guest on Dads with Bacon this evening. And holy crap, Ohtani to the Dodgers for the deal of the mega century. Holy crap.
Such a great week.
It is. So much stuff.
Awesome.
About your damn luck. I'm a creek swimming, moonshine sipping, deer skinning, beer drinking, Johnny Cash listening.
What up, cowboy?
What's up, fellas? How we doing?
Happy belated birthday.
Thanks, big man. Hey, all I gotta say was being with you guys has probably been the best time of my life. Birthday was awesome. You guys always shouted out, birthday to me, awesome. But I'll tell you what, how about them Cowboys, baby? The best birthday gift I ever had.
I've been preaching here. Dak is the MVP right now. I'm telling you right now.
Hey, Brad, you know what? I will never be upset.
Back, gentlemen. Good to be back.
Big Ben is here.
Welcome back, Big Ben.
Well, thank you. And
Dang, I thought he was coming to CM Punk music.
Look, I get to see the miserable bastard himself tomorrow in person, going to SmackDown. Get to see both the live episode tomorrow as well as the recorded one for next week here in Green Bay.
Fun.
So, Pepsi Phil, I'm coming for you, brother. Full live action. Gonna burn all of your stupid stars and gonna pour Pepsi somewhere just to spite you, brother.
All right, let's all get our bail money ready for him.
Oh, my kid's with me. I don't think do that.
Bring in the fire. All right.
What up,
Brandon? What's up,
Crazy
buddy?
week in the NFL, huh? Wild.
So, you guys have a coach picked out yet?
Man, the more I think about it, it's an interesting topic. The more I think about it.
Well, I heard McDaniels is available, by the way.
Who?
Josh McDaniels doesn't have him. Go for it.
I don't think so.
He was Patriot way.
So Ben, tell us a little bit about your guests, and then we'll bring them on.
Yeah, so as we do these days, as us dads especially do, I found our guests while scrolling through some of the shorts that come up on my Facebook, and I was like, man, this is really cool. It's actually a news clip that came from Minnesota. As a dad, we've all spent a lot of time at the ball field watching our kids play. We've had a lot of experiences come up, whether it be good and bad. So when I can find something that stood out to me as being a positive in kids' lives for sports, I want to celebrate that. So I reached out to this gentleman, and he agreed to come on the show with us tonight. Umpire BlueLou, real name here, Lewis Williams IV. Happy to have him on tonight, and thrilled to ask some questions here. So let's bring in BlueLou.
Hey,
Blue.
give a hand over Blue.
Yes.
Everybody, let's go.
You have a music there for him, but hey.
Oh, he needs
Yeah,
you
where
want some music? All right, you need some music? We got some for Blue. We got some for Blue.
Oh, okay.
Goldberg coming.
I ain't never
That's
heard
the
this.
Blue.
Hey,
So, Blue, I watched that part away, man. I looking at your bio, kind of coming up. Grew up in Milwaukee, you ended up at St. Cloud State playing football. Talk a little bit about that. Coming from Milwaukee, going there, what drew you to St. Cloud State, and kind of walk us through that process a little bit.
so actually, St. Cloud State had actually recruited me my junior year of high school. But at that point, I had already committed to Western Illinois. But they was like, if anything ever happened, give us a call. And then fast forward senior year, I got into some trouble and ended up getting kicked out of high school, ended up losing my scholarship. And then I gave the coach a call, and he was like, yeah, let me get back to you. And he called me back, like, we got a walk-on opportunity here for you. And it was crazy. I never even visited the school before I went. I was just like, all right, I'll see you fall camp. And that's kind of how I ended up at St. Cloud.
Okay. And then studied engineering of all things too. So what drew to engineering, and St. Cloud especially? What are you doing with that now, I guess?
So first I'll answer what drew me into engineering.
Yeah.
It was me. I'm a hands-on person. I like to do stuff hands-on. So I always knew I wanted to be somewhere hands-on, like doing something hands-on. So I remember just trying it, and then I had went to school. At first I wanted to be a mechanical engineer, then I changed it. Like, nah, you know what? That's too much math. And then I did a nut manufacturing. But I ended up finding a counselor who had made it worth it and made it fun, and I just stayed with it.
Awesome. So you get through all that, and now you find yourself umpiring youth baseball, youth softball, basketball. So what drew you to start umpiring?
So actually, I started reffing basketball in college on the weekends just to get some money. Then my buddy was like, you know what? We can make $30 a game on the weekend, do like 18 games. So sometimes I'm doing like 10 games a day. I'm like, you know what? Why not? At first, I was just doing it for the money to make it through college on the weekends. And then, like, I remember after I graduated, I ended up picking up a career job designing CAD. I used to design. I designed blueprints and on 3D on SolidWorks. I designed them, and then people go make them and stuff. But anyway, I was doing softball. I started doing softball a year after basketball. And I remember the first game, it was crazy. The first game, I just went out there. I didn't even know no rule or nothing. I just went out there. I just got thrown into a JV game, which was crazy. One of the kids hit a foul ball. I'm just looking at it go over the fence. I'm like, in my head, she just hit a home run. I'm like, why is she running? Then she looking back at me, the coach, like, you going to call foul ball? I'm like, oh. And I was like, you know what? But I said that to say, at first it wasn't as fun as it is now for me. At first it wasn't as fun. I had to learn and sometimes the parents yelling at you and stuff, you can get a little discouraged, but I think I just stayed with it, and I end up finding the joy for it. I'm doing basketball, then I started doing football, volleyball, and I'm working with kids year round. And I think the biggest thing for me is just going out there, creating memories for the kids, just interacting with them, having fun with them. If they get a good hit, good hit. Doing cheers with them. Basketball, I'm doing half court behind the back shots, dunking for them here and there. Just having fun, just letting them know that, you can have fun with it. And because at the end of the day, it's a game. It's supposed to be fun,
Man, 100%. Man, you're staying fit. Those backflips you're doing, dang, like, it's impressive, man. I'm not going to lie. I think I might kill myself if I tried backflip right now.
Oh, yeah.
Keep it good and tight there. So, when did it start for you? I mean, you got into softball, you started doing the flips, doing the cheers, the kids. How did that start? And it kind of evolved for you, right?
Yeah, so the rig on how it started. So the first couple of years, I've been umping for 6 years now. Sometimes I say 8 because it feels like a long time. It feels like longer than what I have been. But anyway, I was umping, and at first I would just doing the basics, just strike, what they teach you in what they teach you if you go to umpire school or something. And then I just remember one game I was doing some 15U, and one of the kids was like, "Man, you got to get something better than that." And it was the year before COVID. So that whole time, me and my buddy, we was umping that day, and I had told him on the car ride home, I'm like, man, one of the kids challenged me, you know. And in my head, when I get challenged, I'm like, okay, I gotta come through. So anyway, I was thinking like, you know, what could I do? And then we was just joking around, like, you know, I was like, what if I like bowled them, like when I was striking? Like, what if I act like I'm bowling them or something, or do a bow and arrow? So
Now,
I'm thinking
now
of
you're
all these,
talking my style, bro.
yeah. So I was thinking of all these ideas that I could do, and then what's crazy is COVID had ended up happening. So long story short, it was like a year where, you know, sports didn't happen really. So I still had these ideas, and then I just remember I had read this book called The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And it was talking about, like, you know, how we all got talents and gifts, and it's for us to put it on display for the world to see. And like, just try new things and being open-minded, just being good to people, because you never know like who watching you or what doors they can open for you, and just networking, the power of networking. And so I just remember that day. At first, I didn't have YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. I was just using my Facebook, a personal Facebook. I didn't have nothing. But then I had went the next day. And what was crazy, the next day I started to do the bow and arrow, and that's all I was doing at that time. And then the next day after I finished that book, or Friday, I had a tournament to Saturday, and one of the parents was like, you got the greatest strike three we ever seen. And it was funny, at one point I looked back and they doing it with me and stuff. So I was like, let me see that video. And then they sent me the video. I posted it online, and then I was like, you know what? I could backflip. I forgot I could backflip because I haven't backflipped in like 10 years up to that point. I'm like, you know what? So I just went home, tried backflipping that day. I still had it. The next day I hit a backflip, and then, yeah, the rest kind of history from there.
I've seen videos of you climbing on dugouts and doing a full first baseline and wearing tutus. I mean, there's nothing you won't do, it seems like, man. You're everywhere. I love it.
Yeah, no, it's just fun at the end of the day for the kids, you know. And then, like I said, like you had mentioned with tutus and stuff, I just started doing that, dressing up for them. And then they see me in Spider-Man, Naruto. They even, oh my God, Naruto, do this for me, do that for me. And, you know, we just out there having fun. Oh, that's crazy. Just put it. And then, yeah, that news. So actually that video, the news, that was from Care 11. So what happened after that year, I started doing that. I literally started doing that. Then like that year, boy Hooper from Care 11 reached out to me, and I didn't end up seeing it till like 8 months later, like after softball was over. I was doing basketball at that point, and I had reached back out to him like, hey, you know, this is a great opportunity, you know, and cause like how the book was talking about, them, you got opportunities you can't miss out. So I had reached back out like, it's a great opportunity if you still want to do it. Then he reached back out to me like, yeah, we want to do it. And then we set up a date, and then they came out and filmed softball. And then it had ended up reaching NBC and all that. And then it kind of, at that point, like I said, I didn't even realize the impact I was actually having. I was just out there having so much fun. Like I was just having fun. I felt like a big kid. And like I was always involved in sports when I was younger. So it made me feel like I'm involved too with them and just having fun with it. So yeah, that was, yeah, that's what's up.
Well, hey man, on my end, being a teacher that and actually a former high school coach, I coached there at my school for about 14, 15 years. And I mean, a lot of respect for that, man. We need, you know, young men and women of all different kinds, man. Just everybody just coming together and just supporting kids. And what you're doing is super positive. And it's you know, things like this that that we're trying to celebrate, but also, you know, allows me to even share with some of the students that I teach in 9th grade, to be able to say there are a lot of positives in the way that, you know, that the way you just interact with people. So again, much respect on my end, and I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
So, looking at your more recent posts, you have some cool opportunities as well as your Scan Bananas, it looked like, or some stuff you had to work with, and some different kind of neat stuff. How'd that all come together?
So to talk about that, so what's crazy is like I'm editing these videos, and like the reels you see, I'm posting them. But I say this to anything, like, you know, whatever you're doing in life, you got to work hard for it. You got to put the work in. Like a lot of times I'm spending hours and hours just breaking them reels down to even post it online for people to see it. So I'm spending hours online, and I'm recording my games and breaking them down. So the lady, her name is Joy. She had ended up finding my TikTok like 5 months ago. And like I'm in Minnesota. I live in Minnesota, but like I've been in Texas the last 3 months, just working every weekend, softball and baseball tournaments. And then she had reached out to me like, hey, I got this tournament coming up, which is actually Jose Trevino, the catcher for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was his tournament. He was coming home because he from Corpus Christi, and that's where the tournament was at. And she was like, you will come to Umpire. It'd be nice to have you come. And I was like, you know what? Why not? So the whole time I didn't know what to expect. She just told me to come, and then find out she was like, you know what? We got some special guests. And yeah, the Savannah Bananas was there. It was crazy event, like one of the craziest events ever. The USS Carrier is retired up in Corpus Christi. They was having batting practice, hitting off the side of it, hitting off the top of it. And it's a whole bunch of kids there. Like, it was crazy. I actually vlogged it, and I'm gonna post a vlog in the morning actually. So if y'all end up follow me, Umpire BlueLou on all platforms. You'll see links. I'm gonna be sharing the vlog. It's like a 2-hour vlog. It's pretty interesting from start to finish. But yeah, they came out, and then I saw the Savannah Banana players there. They let me on the field. I was out there throwing the big what is it called? Big Lead Chew bubblegum. The owner was there. He was there. I was throwing the bubblegum out to the kids, shadow boxing the kids. Just it was a crazy event. And then they topped it off with shooting fireworks that night. And it was one of the crazy events ever. And then the next day I had went and umped, and I dressed up for the kids as Spider-Man and put the tutu on and just having fun out there, backflipping and climbing the dugouts, just creating memories. Because at the end of the day, I realized now that I realized that I'm actually impacting lives on how can I even make it more memorable for them? Because at the end of the day, they're not gonna remember that win or loss. They're gonna remember, I remember that umpire climbed the dugout, or I remember that umpire cheered for me when I got a hit, or I remember that's the small things is what kids remember. So I was like, it just created some crazy memories, but it was fun. But like I said, the vlog gonna be up tomorrow about that whole event. So that's how that came about.
Happy to share that link on our page to make sure we get some more views going in your direction. That's awesome. I also saw some posts recently. You said some fundraising tournaments you're looking at for the summer in Wisconsin, Minnesota, Iowa, in the area.
Oh yeah.
You want a little detail about that?
Oh yeah. So my plan now. My plan is to I want to be able to host my own tournaments and have teams from across the country come to me, because on my Facebook page and all across my social medias, I get a lot of teams from all across the world. I got a team from Canada. I'm talking a couple teams from Canada. They're reaching out to me from all the way. So I'm like, you know what? Why not create an opportunity where I can have teams come to me, and I could just plan my event and make it the way I want it and make it crazy. And like now that I'm in Texas, I've been able to go to a couple crazy events that I done seen. Now I could just see the ideas and nig on it, and do my own tournaments and learn from it. But my plan is to have my own tournaments. I plan on doing it in July, middle of July, the 2 weekends. What is the 15th, and then the next weekend is the 22nd or something like that. But I'm gonna do 2 tournaments, and then after that I'm gonna be traveling. I got some lined up in March already. I'm going to Chattanooga, Tennessee for a tournament. It's gonna be actually MP3, one of the TikTok dads who be doing all the TikTok stuff. He gonna be there. Lathan the kid umpire gonna be at that tournament. That's gonna be another fun tournament for the kids. And then I just got invited to something in Kentucky. But no, it's just a lot of opportunities opening up from it. And I got T-shirts because they were like, hey, we want something. So I've been able to do a lot that I never expected. Like, you was asking me 10 years ago, like, what you want to be when you get older? It would have never been an umpire. You know what I'm saying? I would have never thought that I'd be an umpire. But
so, Blue, have you inspired any teenagers and proteges that are going to join the umpire ranks as well and kind of mimic your style and do what you do?
Oh yeah, I definitely have. It was crazy. I actually be going into schools now, like talking to kids, because it's a shortage in all officiating. So I just get to go in there and tell my story, how telling them like you're gonna learn from your mistakes. You learn life through experiences basically, and I've been through a lot of experiences, and I share these stories with the kids to start off, and then to finish it off, I'm like, hey, umpire, and I tell them how the opportunity created for me and the fun, how much fun I have with it. I'm like, and it actually pay well. It pay well. And I start to tell kids, like, you got to think of your time, you know what I'm saying, how much time and then the value you're getting out of it. So, but some people can't deal with that pressure on parents and yelling at you. Because no matter what sport you do, even me to this day, like, They parents gonna be parents and fans, spectators gonna be fans. Not everybody gonna agree with your call, but as long as you just be firm with it, hey. And I'm going into school telling kids that, like, as long as you firm with it, but at the end of the day, have some fun with it. Then I'm telling them, like, teaching them ways that you can go about it. Like if a parent, like for example, like if I'm doing basketball and the parent like, oh ref, that was a travel or that was a double. I could just kill them with kindness. Like, oh, that was close. It was almost, you close, And I'm just teaching them ways that you can just kill them with kindness and just, because when you're officiating, you can't be doing it with emotion. So I'm just teaching all these values. And
have you had any brush ups or situations that were close to being on the news or on YouTube?
Man. Yeah, no, it's crazy. So to talk about one, I was doing one tournament in Wisconsin. A couple.
Of course, Wisconsin, Ben.
Of
course, Wisconsin, Ben.
Of course.
Yeah, I was up in Appleton, actually.
Of course, northern Wisconsin, yeah.
Hey, I was in Appleton. And the coach was, it was a parent, actually. What happened, it was like a play at third. Close play. Could have went either way. Hey, in real time, I called my decision. He out. He should have slid out. That's terrible. Yeah, I just hear them say that's terrible. Like I look over there, what I'm saying? I'm like, all right, I ain't gonna, say nothing to it. The next thing I know, he like, he get the dropping F-bombs, like you fucking terrible, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on now, you all right, it's time to stop now. It's time to leave. And he was like, what you want to do? Like you can see me, what you want to do? So I was like, whoa, what you talking about? Like, I'm like, I ain't trying to fight or nothing. Then he was waiting outside the fence, and it was funny. I was just playing. Like, I just went out. I was like, oh, you want to fight me, bro? Like, And I just went, and I just tapped the fence, and then he just backed up. But
it's never that
normally
serious.
Don't do that.
Never
You
that
shouldn't do that.
serious.
But the AD was right there at that point, and he ended up leaving. But no, normally, but that was like the most rough it has. Most times I'll just tell them like, hey, come on, it's about the kids. Like, come on, for real, you gonna do that and make them feel bad.
Yeah.
Some parents don't know when to shut the front door. You know what I mean? They just don't, and they act like fools, and that's why, again, people like you are very tolerant, which is a blessing, man.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. So again, do you have a YouTube channel and all your socials? Is all of it the Umpire BlueLou?
Yeah, Umpire BlueLou. And then I got another account. It's Stevie J Lou, which is STEVEYYJAYYLOU. That's what I started off with, and then I kind of expanded from there. Then when I'm doing basketball, I call myself the 2K ref, so I'm finna create a page for that. And yeah, it's kind of hard. Like when you're doing social media, with the content, like me, I do a lot of content. I'll be trying to blog, I'll be vlogging, I'll be doing flag football, recording myself playing flag football, basketball. So I'm doing a lot of that. And then on top of that, I make jewelry, I make grills and stuff. So you just gotta. My biggest thing, you just gotta find a way to balance life out and just you just gotta keep working hard. And at the end of the day, that hard work always gonna pay off. So that's what I'll be doing. I'm always working hard, always working. Making a lot of sacrifices, but it's paying off, and it's got me an opportunity to be on this show. And I appreciate y'all for even having me on here. But no, it's definitely a blessing to be in this position, be able to impact people. And at the end of the day, like one thing about working with kids, the best thing about working with kids is kids gonna be real with you. They not gonna be fake. Like if they like you, they don't. They don't. They not gonna like you, and they'll tell you probably. They'll probably even tell you I don't like you. They'll probably even say some worse stuff nowadays with these kids.
Well, you got a fan in us.
Yes, yes, you do.
I got one question before we continue with this one. You've been down in Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't that the best barbecue in the world?
Outside of Kansas City?
Kansas City barbecue is terrible.
Y'all know it's crazy what I'm finna say. And this is gonna sound real crazy. I haven't even tried the barbecue yet. I'll be eating a taco.
Oh,
hold on! You got
the best Mexican foods in Texas.
My nickname is Mexican Lou, so I'll be eating taco like 4-5 days a week. Man.
Hell yeah!
All right, so
oh man!
And the one thing you will learn if you ever ask for a bowl of chili down there, it does not have beans in it.
The chili
does not have beans in the state of Texas. It's called stew if it is.
What is that? What does that they be giving me with my taco? Then it be beans and little sausages cut up in it.
Oh, I don't even know.
We'll have to put it to the test, TJ, when we go down for the UK game.
I know,
When we
I
go down for UT UK.
it need to be, but it's been good though. But I haven't really tried the barbecue yet though. But no, Texas been great. They've been treating me well here, and like it's good because like it's a blessing too. Because none of the kids know who I am when I come to. In Minnesota, everybody know me, but in Texas, none of the kids know who I am. So I just come to the tournament in the moment. Because my first strike call, I'm loud, I'm clear, strike. I go bowling, and they get the laugh, and everybody get a laugh out of it. And like if they get another thing I do is cheers and stuff. So like if the girls get a foul ball, I'll start the cheers off. Cause softball they doing cheers the whole time. Like so they get a foul ball. I'm FOULBALL foul ball. Try again. Foul ball. Try again. And like I'm doing all the cheers with them, and they get it. If it's a ball, GOODEYE. That's the stuff we like to see. Good I ball. Doing it, I'm dancing with good I ball. And it's just fun. Like I'm creating some of the memories, and at the end of the day, I get to go home, and like the whole time I'm doing it, I'm having fun, and I'm happy, and it's just a blessing, to be able to do something that I love to do, and not only is it rewarding me, it's rewarding, the future generation. They seeing something. There's so much negativity going on in the world, and they get to see some positive, and a lot of these kids I'm probably gonna never see again in my life, but at least I can say, I created that memory with them and stuff like that.
I'll say one thing as a youth coach. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Ben. But as a youth coach, dude, this is something massive. Somebody like you has not been around here, for a long time. This is huge for the youth to see. And I'll tell you what, the next time I see my kids, I'm gonna put you up on the big screen, and you're probably gonna get about 400 new followers because of these kids, because they're gonna want to see you and do this. And I'm gonna let them know I've talked to you, and I'm gonna show them this. So, dude, it's been fun talking to you, and I'll let Ben close this out, but I'll tell you the impact you've had on these kids, and watching all the TikToks, dude. The biggest smiles I've ever seen on kids' faces, and it's awesome. It's one of those things that you'll always cherish in your life.
Yes, sir. No, like you said, Blue, we really appreciate your time coming on with us. All the blessings of the world to you. Keep doing what you're doing, and we'll put your socials up on our page here as well. It's more views going your way. But all the thanks to make you're awesome.
Oh no, I just want to say I appreciate y'all. Shout out to my mom, Sharmelita Williams, my brothers and sisters, Michelle Diamond, Michael Davis, and Sean. Shout out to my family, and shout out to the Minnesota softball. That's where it all started. They embraced me first. They wanted me to they was like we finna make this happen for they was just pushing, they supported me in the biggest way, and they made me believe in myself before I even believed in myself. So shout out to all the Minnesota softball team, baseball team, everybody who's been rocking with me since day one. And again, appreciate y'all for having me.
Good stuff, BlueLou. Appreciate it, man. Keep up the good work.
Yes, sir.
All right, peace, Blue.
All right, y'all be smooth.
Good stuff, man. It's so awesome to see, referees that want to be out there, that want to do stuff for people. I mean, coming off my first season as a football coach, and I could just tell these guys were like, we just want to get out of here. And it's like, no, man, these kids are putting work in, putting time in. They want to, do stuff. And then football, a lot different than baseball and softball. Those umpires, every single, pitch is being scrutinized because the other team thinks it was, goes the other way, and to really be able to turn those attitudes around and turn stuff around. It's just, that's good stuff.
I'll say, as a coach, dude, that the way he talks, is definitely very professional. And if he were to ever come out to one of the football games and ref for me or Marco, guarantee you I'm slipping him a $20 bill and be like, yo, take it this way, because I know you very well, dude.
Yeah.
But, I mean, he's such a
– Well, he said it pays. He said it pays well, but I hope he gets some tips and some gifts, and they see, hopefully he's got some monetization on his socials and stuff like that, because that's good stuff that he has there.
Well, it jumped off the page for me that I said I was scrolling through and I saw stuff like, man, this is something different, right? Like, of all the doom scrolling and the stuff we see in today's world, seeing Blue, I was like, man, this is special. This is cool. And this is something the world needs to see. So I was thrilled when we were able to get him on here for this and be able to share this with our crew here. So, no, that was fun. I really enjoyed that.
Good stuff. I'd love to have him on in season to talk some more. He's got a fan in us. We'll definitely be sharing his stuff and putting his stuff out there. because he's got tons of energy too. So he's good guy.
Maybe we should get him out there for my arena games.
All right, fellas. Let's see if I can make this banner work a little bit better for us because we got so many heads in here. There we go. What a week it was. Week 14. We had some tight games, some close games, some other games not so close. What did you guys take away from the weekend, Ben?
Well, I mentioned it on Tuesday. All I know is I know nothing. You're smart. I'm dumb. Look, this is one of those weeks that you think you know what's going on in the league, and this week just proves we just don't know what's going on. I mean, a lot of these games hit. Again, some of this is just those changes, right? The weird quarterback matches we saw. And I'll go with my Packers being obviously first on my mind, but even some of the other games, we're seeing some of these big teams, the Jaguars, the Eagles, the Chiefs, not entirely looking at themselves entirely. Like taking the refs out of it. The refs are a whole other debate that I can agree with is not good right now. But even beyond that, these great teams don't look like they should right now, and that's interesting.
So let's talk about that. Let's talk about that, right? So are the Lions frauds? Brad's Bears, who played them tough a couple of weeks ago and let it fall apart. They picked up right where they left off this past weekend. The Bears won convincingly. I feel the Lions should have lost that game against the Saints. Are the Lions an NFC fraud?
No.
Brad.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
They've had quality wins against good teams, and it's
Like who? The
division.
Chiefs?
As we all know, in the NFL, division games are hard to come by. Period. It doesn't matter how good or bad your team is; that division games are tough. So, no, I don't think they're frauds. I think on the positive note for me, I think the Bears are rolling right now. I think they're kind of coming together. They're playing top 5 defense in the league. They're moving the ball and not create. Fields has been relatively turnover free. So I think the Bears got a really good chance going into Cleveland, man. Cleveland's missing a lot of players. They got a lot of dudes on IR. They got 24 players on IR this year.
Yeah. Well, if I can get a question for you, Brad, how much of an impact has Montez Sweat made in that defense, though?
Dude, huge.
It looks so much different.
Huge. Anytime you're able to get that extra second and a half of pressure and make the QB get off the spot, immediately the rest of your linemen become playmakers. And it's when you didn't have any of that before because really he's pretty much it.
Well, that's the question though too. What's wrong with Washington? They had Sweat and Chase Young on the same defense. And
it's a poorly owned and operated organization. Their boat sank and they're throwing babies out with the bathwater here because they need to tear it down and build it back up.
Speaking of, I'll ask Brandon, you're a Patriots guy, right?
Absolutely.
So, I'm kind of thinking after this week, after the Patriots kind of came back and had a decent offensive performance. What's going to be the future of New England? What's got to be coming in? Is Belichick going to be back? We know Mac is probably not going to be there. The QB of New England's future is not on the roster. So
yeah, the situation we have going is rough. As far as the Belichick thing, like I said earlier, the more I think about it, it just you're kind of screwed either way, depending on how you go. Plan B, we'll call. So plan A, you get rid of Belichick. You probably mutual part ways at the end of the season. I don't think you fire him just because of who he is. I think you owe a little bit of respect to him. Either part ways mutually or trade him somewhere for possibly a first round. But he is one of the best defensive coaches in the league. like before our two top players went down, we are in these games with these top teams like the Eagles, and like Judon going down and Gonzalez going down was really bad for our situation. I mean, I think that's really what kickstarted everything. But like I said, it's hard because quarterback situation, Mac is gone. He's done. You've been, unfortunately, your talent's been wasted the last 2 years because of the guy who wants to bring in a defensive coordinator as an offensive coordinator. I don't think anybody in New England will ever let him live that down. That season really hurt Jones's progression.
So do they feel, and you tell us, being, having your thumb on the pulse of the Patriots, is there a situation where they just take some of the roster decision-making away from him and let him stay coaching and bring in a general manager to?
I think you definitely, if you're cracked, you have to offer that to him. I mean, there's two options. It's either you stay coaching and just do the defense, just stick to head coaching and let somebody else do the grocery shopping and, making these better decisions. Because what you have done the past 4 seasons is unacceptable. I mean, the players that everybody's wondering, is he going to get Hopkins? Hopkins is a really good fit in New England right now with Mac, and you don't sign him. Why? Like, I don't understand when the problem at the time was receivers. There was nothing wrong with the defense. We had a top 5 defense last year, and nobody talked about him because of how atrocious our offense was.
Well, the flip side on here, though, I mean, what if you make him just GM and get a coach in here that's going to relate to players more? The younger generation is not reacting.
I think the ego wouldn't work for that.
Yeah, I think that's what I am drawn to too. Is I don't think he's not gonna do that, which I think he's gonna end up leaving. They're gonna end up bringing him out.
But, I think he's gonna end up going to Navy. I think he's gonna coach Navy, and he's gonna bring them back to relevance.
So, well, it's funny you say that because you know who the front runner for Belichick is if he leaves is the Commanders. The Commanders have putting a high stake into Belichick right now. Mm-hmm. Belichick has ties to Maryland, the state of Maryland itself. He lived in Annapolis, went to Annapolis High. This is where his family is, where his dad passed away. All this. Now, do I see it fulfilling? No. But do I see it being something that could really take off? Yes. I don't think Belichick will come to the Commanders just because I think the Commanders want to go young. They don't want to go old fart that would tumble on the sideline as he runs down.
I think they set up Eric Bieniemy to take that position. I really do. I feel like that's what's going to go. Back to last week's games, and TJ, your Cowboys really
put the thump.
They really made their mark, and Monday everyone was talking about Dak, the MVP, held the Eagles to only 13 points, and looks like it's their division to lose, and it might even be their conference to command and get that first round bye. Go ahead, you have the floor to praise them boys.
I'll be honest with you. I think if we go back to last week's podcast, I was more terrified of the Eagles. And that was one of the games where I was just like, you know what? I don't think we got, the Eagles have always had our number, but the one thing that I didn't realize, and I think it took me till probably about kickoff to really realize is when the Eagles come to Dallas, they cannot play. Like it always seems like there's something about Jerry's world that scares the Eagles. So the fact they came in, the one thing I told, I were eating Chinese food for my birthday. We were watching the game. I said, the one thing that's going to kill us on this game is turnovers. If we lose the ball, we lose this game. Right after I said that, Jalen Hurts fumbles the ball. And I said, okay, this is a positive. I think it was like maybe 2 series later. It was A.J. Brown fumbles the ball. I said, all right, now this is getting really good. Two of the 3 best players are fumbling the ball. Devontae Smith fumbles the ball. I said, all right, perfect. We're good. Dak Prescott loses the fumble. I said, all right, my fist is going through some drywall here soon. But, we stayed on top, and that was something that I was very happy with, very impressed. I'm going to tell you right now, Gilmore he may be old, but he can fly, dude. Like, he is somebody that I was very impressed with on this game. He covered A.J. Brown very well. He left A.J. Brown open a couple times on the deep balls, but, it was a great game. It was fun to watch them chirp at each other. It kind of reminds me of, like, when Steve Smith Sr. and Aqib Talib, when the Patriots and Panthers played on the big Monday night game, those two were chirping at each other. That's all it reminded me of. It was just like Steve Smith. Like, this was perfect timing for that one. So I enjoyed that one. It was a fun game to watch. Very happy they won. To all the 49ers fans, you're welcome. Take first place, but keep it
warm. Ben, back to you. Why did the Packers defense do Love like that and totally throw away that pretty good drive that he had to try to close out that game?
And Love didn't play well to that point in the game, right? I mean, it was an ugly game from start to finish on both sides. This was an ugly football game. And look, you guys have heard it from me. You've heard it from the media how many times this year. This is the youngest football team in the NFL, blah, blah, blah. And this is that learning game to me for a young team. Now, look, with the defense doing him dirty, that's Joe Barry. Joe Barry plays the soft zone until field goal range. So Joe Barry does not know how to shut a team down to prevent a field goal. He knows how to prevent a touchdown, but on a field goal. And LaFleur has to learn that part if he's going to keep Joe Barry around, because we need more than a 3-point lead to hold a lead against anybody. And that's the danger we're in right now. This team, the Packers, I will say this, they're better than I thought they were. And that's watching them play, they're better than I thought they were this year. We're still not great, but they're not bad. This is a good team overall that's learning how to win. And it's similar to how, sorry.
So what is your confidence level for the Vikings to help you out, because they have 2 more games against the Lions, and the Packers' ability to take care of business and do what they've been doing, which is winning their division games? Are the Pack in the hunt, or are the Pack competing for that North division?
The Packers are a wild card team right now based on how the NFC is playing out. We'll get a wild card. The Carolina game's still a win, even if we do that again. That's a win. The Bears game in Lambeau's a win. I know Bears fans don't want to hear that. They want to debate it, and I understand that. The Bears are better than they were last time we played them. I agree with that. But the Packers beat the Bears Week 18 in Lambeau. This week we have the Buccaneers here at home. That's a win. So looking at this, I'm saying we have 3 of the last 4 look like wins for the Packers, which makes them a playoff team this year. And that sets up really well right now for potentially a matchup with the Lions again in the playoffs. And that is interesting, right? If the Lions don't screw up completely, that's a Lions matchup potentially. The Vikings-Lions games determine that seeding for us. But look, do I expect the Packers to make a run this year? I will. You guys know I'm a fan. I don't hide that, but I'm also realistic. Might win a playoff game if we play the Lions, but this is not a Super Bowl team. I'm okay with that. I said it in the chat. I said it on here. We're playing with house money. I'm going to enjoy the ride. What I asked for beginning of the year is I want to see improvement, and we've seen that. We're continuing to see that. So I'm good. But I want to keep seeing that steady progression. So we'll see what we get. Great.
Wrong button. So last time I want to talk about this game for the rest of my life. But that's yes, it's the offsides heard around the world. But Kansas City is struggling. They're still in good shape. The Bills are showing that they're not done yet. And we wait for our good friend Troy to join us in the comment section as he does. But we got 2 teams that might end up facing each other again in the playoffs. Kansas City has a formidable schedule, and they're in first place. They can fix their stuff, right? Those are right. Catching the ball. If you look, it's we're week 15 and you can't catch the ball. You can't catch the ball. I saw a report today saying that wide receivers are coming in early. They're watching video. They're doing everything that they're supposed to do. But at some point, they're just not that good at catching the ball. That's going to be addressed in the offseason. But again, they're in first place. They still have Mahomes. They still have Andy Reid. I don't think I'm not throwing them aside and saying that the season's done. You still have 8 wins. The Bills are a team that I think can catch fire, and that win might be the catapult to put them in the headspace to say, all right, we can do this. Do you guys disagree with me? Do you think that the Dolphins have the hang up, and that the look at all the 7-6 teams in the AFC? Do they have the ability to sneak in then in a wild card?
The Bills. Because, so the Bills' final 4 games versus the Cowboys, that's a big game. Then at the Chargers versus the Patriots, and then Dolphins last week. So if they can get to the end of if they can get a couple wins, listen to the Dolphins' final schedule. Theirs is Jets, Cowboys, Ravens, Bills. They may have Buffalo sniffing on their tails for that division. So I'm confident in Buffalo right now. I've seen them again. They played really well against Kansas City last week. They deserved to win, and they did. So, I think they played the Cowboys real well this week.
Yeah. Good stuff.
I think it's going to come down to how they play against the Cowboys, because you look at it, Buffalo and Kansas City always play each other extremely well. I mean, it's starting to get like some of the old, Brady Manning, meetings where it's what you're going to get. It's a heavyweight bout. I think if they go out and beat the Cowboys, I think that is what's going to send them to jump into that playoff mode where they're okay. We can do this. Like, let's keep riding this momentum. But and then again, like you said, division games are hard. So that game against New England, it's like you said, it's a division game. Their division games are always tough. So
it's the AFC least. No one cares. Let's get back to what we were talking about.
So this week we got the Cowboys and the Bills. Somehow the Bills are favorites. It opened up at 2.5 when I put this together. They were 4.5. I don't know what Vegas knows that we don't, but they always seem to know something. How do you guys like this game to fall out here?
So I'm waiting for Troy in the comments, because the last time I looked – well, hold on. The last time I looked at this game on Sunday, it is supposed to be 21 degrees, blizzard conditions, and winds are supposed to be swirling. Yeah. The last time Dallas played in some fairly nasty weather was when we went up to Green Bay. Des Bryant caught the ball. He said, "No, you didn't. You suck. Get out of here." The last time we played in really cold weather. Ben, I don't really want to hear it right now.
You didn't catch that ball.
He caught the ball.
That was a screw. Yeah, if he didn't catch that ball, Calvin Johnson didn't catch that ball against the Bears either.
He caught that ball against the Bears.
Exactly.
But also we know is that it wouldn't matter anyway, because you guys can't stop us in under 4 minutes. Anyway, not the point right now. What I will say is for this game, the weather does matter. The lack of running game for the Cowboys really matters. Whether it's rain, whether it's snow, whatever the case may be, Pollard has got to find his game again, because who has disappointed more on that entire team this year than Pollard? Nobody, man. The guy is not what he should be. And Cowboys need
I'm going to disagree hard on that one. And it's not that I don't disagree. Yes, Tony Pollard's been a massive, bust this year. He was so hyped up last year. He was doing really well. he had a big body Zeke Elliott in front of him to get those first couple downs, and then he would come in, maybe second, third down, pick up the small yards, whatever. He's a small guy. Dowdle, I think that's the guy's name, our second running back. He has been showing a lot of potential for Dallas. Now, do I say the running game is there? Not 100%. I'd say maybe about a 65% we have a solid, solidified running game. But am I going to say it's perfect? No. I think this game, yes, it's going to deal with a lot of running, but I think it's going to be short passes, dude. I mean, every time I've watched the games, I'll even say it this way. The Chiefs game, everything that was beating the Bills was above the backers. That's where we have Ferguson. That's where we have, CeeDee Lamb on the short sides. Cool. That's what we're going to run with. If the Bills learn, which we all know they don't because that's Troy's team, he doesn't learn. It's all good. We still love him.
Shots fired. Look, I'll say this. Ferguson's coming up part of this year has been phenomenal. The guy is, on Wisconsin. We love it. But Dak Prescott's got to use his legs again. That's what got him his job in the first place. Mm-hmm. And if he can use his legs to open up that passing game more, open up the rest of that running game more. The other part is Mike McCarthy does not trust running backs. He had Aaron Jones and barely used him. He's had a history of this, and his history might come back to bite him again. So fair warning, Cowboys fans, this is not me hating on you. This is me acknowledging your coach's history. Just careful, because the Bills are also a dog in a corner fighting for their life. And that's a mean dog with a home crowd in December. I'm not saying that I agree with Vegas. I don't. I think the Cowboys win this game, but I'm making the case for why it's not crazy. That makes sense.
All right, Brad, how confident are you that the Bears can go and keep proving that Philly's a fraud? It's a thing. People are talking about it. They're struggling. The new look defensive line.
Eagles don't play the Bears this week.
Oh, am I mistaken? No, they don't. They don't.
No, they play the Browns.
The Bears play the Browns.
Browns.
The Bears play the Browns. I'm
What's the
mistaken.
line?
Live TV. Oops.
I got whoop, user error. I don't know what the line is on that. I have to double check that. But yeah. Okay. So we have a battered Browns team that's missing many players in key positions, and a newly invigorated. Yeah, this is the first time we've won 2 games in a row in a year, but now we're going to win 5 in a row. Chicago Bear fandom. What do you like?
All right. Well, the Bears are 3-point dogs. I think that's reasonable with Cleveland having a backup quarterback, even if it is Joey Flax. I think he's going to come back down to reality, meet Montez Sweat, and I think it's going to be hard. My boy DeJuan Jones from here in Ben Davis. Let's go, dude. Hope he heals up soon. He's got a knee tendon torn. He's out for the season. Starting rookie right tackle. I mean, they've been losing dudes left and right. And the Bears are actually healthy. The Bears are relatively healthy. So I think the Bears are going to start rolling. I think they can go into Cleveland. I think they'll cover the 3. I think maybe the Browns squeak out a 1-point win. But at the same time, if the Bears went into Cleveland and won, I wouldn't be surprised, to be quite honest. I think they're playing pretty well right now.
I would like to apologize. For some reason, Google Bard seems to think that the Eagles and Bears are playing this weekend, and they even gave me the spread and the line off of points bets.
It's all good, brother.
My bad. Can't trust AI. Can't trust AI.
Can't trust Chiefs fans, man.
All right. Let's see. The Packers are looking to bounce back from New York with a good showing versus New York.
No, you're wrong.
I'm wrong again?
We have Tampa Bay this week.
What
Yeah.
Google failed me, guys. Google.
Okay, and Green Bay's at home v Tampa. 3.5 point favorite for the Packers.
Wow. What other games is it?
So,
wow.
Right. My first first time ever, biggest one I went to a Bears home game before a Packers home game in the regular season. First time in history this happened to me. But anyway, going to the game, first regular season game I'm going to this year. Tampa kind of previewing what I'm seeing right now from the Buccaneers again. Talk about a dog back into a corner. But what I also am seeing right now is the Packers team who got the reality check wake-up call in New Jersey last week in this past game. You have a very revived fan base here in Green Bay that, Mark, you saw it. In that Chiefs game, Packers fans got full throat again by the end of that game. They started getting loud again. You started getting some passion back in that, frankly, lifeless fans for a lot of the season. So there's some belief here again. There's some hope here again. And going to my nerd side, hope is what kept Star Wars alive. And we're keeping Packer fans alive here too, is that last hope, that new hope that we have. We're going to keep clinging to it. And I think that's where you're going to see that home field advantage does play here. So I think that's where that 3.5 points plays for us. I think that you're also looking at an over being hit here. I think I'm going to go with roughly a 24-20 Packers win. What I'm expecting here right now. It's going to be a game that TJ can shake your head all you want, but Baker Mayfield, last time Baker came to Lambeau, I was there too. Baker is going to throw 2 interceptions in this game. There's not.
I'm not shaking my head at the fact that at Tampa Bay beating you guys. I think what I'm shaking my head at most is this the game that will solidify Jordan Love as the love of Green Bay?
It's hard.
I'm shaking my head at the fact that, for one, I got a bunch of buddies down here who are Green Bay fans that I will gladly get you guys to meet up. They're saying this right now. Does Tampa Bay have a defense to go against Green Bay? Hell no. Is it going to be a good game? Sure. It's going to be. They say it's going to be a shootout because Green Bay does not have a defense that'll go up against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay doesn't have a defense that'll go up against Green Bay. Right? So I think it's going to be an offensive shootout. I would take the over on this. I will also take the points on this. But I think Green Bay, I say Jordan Love throws for 5 touchdowns and over 330 yards.
Okay.
I also say that Baker Mayfield throws for at least 4 touchdowns and under 280 yards.
See, I don't see that. Please argue with me on this one. I want the debate so I can learn from you here, but I disagree with you on Baker Mayfield. And the thing is that our secondary is starting to get healthy right now, or our safety, Darnell Savage, is back. And you didn't see DeVito beating us with his arm. He beat us with his legs. What happened last week was we did not contain a quarterback from running against us. We stopped Barkley, but let a third-string quarterback go cutlets on us running against us. So if we're looking at what happened, it's Baker Mayfield's not going to run against us. Dare I say this? I keep putting my foot in my mouth when I say this, but Rashad White's a bum. He's not Pacheco. He's an actual bum. So we're looking at this, and it's Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. Those guys can beat us. That part I can agree with anybody on. But Carrington Valentine, if he keeps his head on straight, if we get Jair Alexander back this week, which is a possibility, that's a very different situation to look at if you're looking at Baker Mayfield trying to come to Green Bay in what's going to be 30s and a little gusty wind. I don't know. I like the confidence. I like what you're saying, but I don't know that Baker's going to be able to torch this defense for that kind of yardage. And what are you seeing though? I'm asking of actual inquiry because I just don't see it. What do you see that leads you to that point?
So I think the way that he played last week. Now I'm not saying that it was like a phenomenal game that Baker had. There are some things that he could definitely clean up. Everybody in the NFL has something to clean up. I think Baker is starting to come into a good form with this team. Just because Baker has not had a solidified team where he can sit there and be like, okay, I can finally be myself and play Baker Mayfield ball and really, run away with this. Like I said, do I think he's going to win this? Hell no. I don't think he's going to win it at Green Bay. But do I think this is going to be okay? Do I think he's going to, have a decent game? Yes. But again, I don't think that Tampa Bay is going to run with Green Bay and beat them. I just think Baker Mayfield and Jordan Love are going to go through a shootout, and Jordan Love's going to get the top of it. And it's the only time I'll ever say anything good about Green Bay this year.
Well, I'll take it while I can have it. Thank you, sir.
All right, guys. So that's a look at the NFL and what we think is going to happen for Week 15. But 'tis the season, fellas. 'Tis the season, and bowl games are upon us. What games that are starting this week? I don't want to jump too far ahead and start talking about the big New Year's Day bowls or anything like that. But I do know some of us are degenerate gamblers and are excited for some of these games that are coming up starting tomorrow. I guess we'll start with you, Brad. Are you going to throw a couple bucks on Georgia Southern versus Ohio? I don't know much about these guys, but I love the Myrtle Beach Bowl located in Myrtle Beach. I love these sponsored bowls, location named bowls, these lower bowls. The history and the tradition has definitely been pulled away from these. There's something like 1,200 kids that aren't playing because of the transfer portal or they're protecting themselves for the draft. So a lot of these, if you're going to bet on a bowl game, you're betting basically to bet on helmets and tradition. What do you got going here with Georgia Southern or Ohio, or do you like anything that's coming up? Are you guys aware of the games that are starting tomorrow?
I am not aware of really any of these games because I share the same sentiment that it's gotten so watered down and so corporatized and so just again all the reasons you had mentioned or make it even exponentially worse. And those are all issues that have only arisen in the past 5 to 6 years. So really the college bowl games, I'm not sure how long they're going to be able to exist or how much longer they're going to be considered a big deal anymore.
You're not leaving work early. You're not ending class early so you can get home in time for the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl in Miami.
I got to clarify one thing, Marco. This is Saturday, not tomorrow. You're
Saturday.
Earlier.
I am. Go home. Jeez.
I'll tell you, there's one game I'm really looking forward to.
What's the date today?
You're struggling.
Is today Thursday? When the bowls start, they start on Saturday, I guess. Is there a game tomorrow? Yeah, they start on Saturday. Jeez. Go home, Marco. All right.
You're bored. You're drunk.
So anyway.
So Miami, Ohio.
Yeah, Miami, Ohio for the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. Love that name. No dog in the fights for the early bowls, and we don't really know exactly what's going on because we don't know what players are there. But
I'd say the one game.
Go ahead.
The one game I'm really looking forward to, Ben. You and I talked about this team earlier in the season because they were doing phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
Virginia Tech versus Tulane here in Annapolis for the Military Bowl. I'm going to that game. Okay. I want to see this Tulane Green Wave team put a whooping on the Beamer Ball. And I am a closet Virginia Tech fan because my mom used to work there. But I tell you what, dude, Tulane with what they showed me in the American East game or the American Conference game really surprised me. I am ready for this game. I'm going to be neutral. I'm going to watch it just for the thing of Tulane. I don't feel like buying Tulane Green Wave because I don't know anybody who really roots for them. Can't give it to them. But that is a game that, Ben, if I could have let you know sooner, I would have loved to have you come down here and we just watch that because we talked about Tulane, I think, towards the tail end of the season being undefeated. These guys were amazing. Only lost one game in the season. I'm excited to watch this game, and I've never been excited besides the Texas game to really watch a bowl game.
So the guy I want you to watch in that game is Michael Pratt, the quarterback.
Yes.
Like the defense is great, but Michael Pratt's going to be a legitimate mid-round quarterback in the draft this year that I like a lot. I think he's one of the reasons that they've been good enough on offense. They had Tajay Spears last year in that offense. Michael Pratt was their quarterback. They've had some pieces in Tulane that have been very good. But on top of that, talking about Tulane, so that defense, if you want to see how good they really are, watch that game they lost against Ole Miss. Ole Miss is an amazing offense. Lane Kiffin has a great system going there, and they just sort of shut them down. Ole Miss survived that game. So the Green Wave have a very interesting system. I think that you're going to see Tulane roll the Hokies in that game. But that's my, again, sports degenerate coming out there. But I think that it's a good bowl for Annapolis. It's going to be a fun one that Christmas week. But, a few teams I'm kind of just going through this first week as well, looking at more out of curiosity. New Mexico State had a really good year this year. Fresno State came out of nowhere to kind of disrupt the whole flow in the Mountain West. They're in the New Mexico Bowl this Saturday. But Boise State is another one that Mountain West kind of disturbed everything. But UCLA, they're playing each other in the LA Bowl. So that's a game that I think is really worth hosted by Gronk.
Yes,
right?
It's the Starco Brands LA Bowl hosted by Gronk. Please put some respect on that name. They pay a lot of money for this.
So, but UCLA was in Boise State both. Boise State started off a little slow. They came on late in the year. But we talk about these guys that are in the transfer portal. You guys are going to the draft. But all joking aside, these are the games where you're going to get more of the real players, the players who are staying, still involved, because you're going to have more players who are juniors who are staying for their next year in games like this, because they're not really that day 1, day 2 draft picks. They're not in the portals. They're still starting. So you're going to see some more of the real teams playing in games like the LA Bowl here. That this game to me is a legitimate toss-up.
Starco Brands LA Bowl hosted by Gronk.
What do you say?
Just hearing that out loud is like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm a boomer or not yet. Do I qualify? But it's.
Hold on. You're not a boomer and you're not unqualified. You're just ignorant and you don't know what Starco brands are. So allow me to help you understand. Whip Shots. It's a stagnant alcohol category. They've branded globally with Cardi B. So Cardi B Whip Shots will be there. That's right. Also, The Art of Sport. The Art of Sport is a complete line of daily essential oil and skincare products made for athletes. And they use your boy, Kobe Bryant, as the face of their brand here at StarcoBrands.com. So please, like I said, the Starco Brands LA Bowl hosted by Gronk. UCLA versus Boise State. I kid you not. This is the bowl that we're gonna watch. So it's just gonna be flooded with Cardi B commercials. I can't wait.
So this is gonna be the one game that we just get super drunk to and laugh about.
I mean, I have to watch it now because it's who doesn't love a little Cardi B?
You question the night, number 8 and number 24. But yeah. So, look, this is one of those that, again, this first week, this is probably, to me, this is the game of the week for us, bowl game wise, for this first week, really. Week 2, we get a lot of better matchups like Christmas week. I'm looking forward to that. But to me, UCLA, Boise State is going to be the best matchup we get until we get past our next show next Thursday. Because then you're rolling some really fun matchups that we can cover those in a little more detail. When I put the top 5 in our chat earlier today, I accidentally scrolled a week ahead of myself, so my apologies there. But the other, we'll call it notable because the teams, but Cal and Texas Tech is also Saturday in the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl. Now, so put respect on there for you, bud. I like better was the Walk-Ons Bistro Independence Bowl, but that's just my personal preference. Walk-Ons, great food, by the way. But this is a matchup too that I think is interesting. With Cal and Texas Tech, I think you're going to see some points put in this bowl. This is one of those bowl games. Bet the over. There's no chance in the heck it's going to be under in this one. Like, set it at 70. You're going to see touchdowns, left and right. So there's that. And
for which team?
Both. They're just going to keep scoring. No one's going to stop anybody. It's like watching an NBA game. And Facebook commenter, I'm not sure who you are. The Lakers championship is not a championship. That's a mid-season flop of a tournament. That's an absolute travesty to the sport.
That's Troy. That's Troy.
That's Troy. Troy.
Yeah, I've got it up.
Shame.
Well, I just love the fact that we've learned what Starco brands are, and we can now hurry up and get some for the loved ones in our lives that need those things, like whipped cream flavored liquor by Cardi B. Has anybody ever had Duke's mayonnaise? The Duke's Mayo Bowl? Is that a good
Duke's
mayonnaise? Duke's mayonnaise is the best mayonnaise ever.
Really?
Yes.
So here's the thing, though. Mayonnaise is all trash. But if you go to the South, Duke's is the Hellmann's of the South in terms of most people down there I talk to use Duke's. Like that's the prevalent mayo that everyone uses that I talk to down there. But
I use Duke's in my all my sandwiches for work, and I get them stolen all the time.
I heard
it might be a good binder. A good binder for a brisket, or maybe a good pork shoulder. Duke's mayo.
That is good for, I can confirm. But
I wonder if it's good for deviled eggs.
Also trash food. It's literally the feces of the devil.
What about the Pop-Tarts bowl? Are Pop-Tarts not part of an essential breakfast that you give to your kids as they're running out the door? A square filled with sugar, topped with sugar?
I had 3 Pop-Tarts today.
Add some red 40. Add some red 40 to that. The Pop-Tarts bowl.
I support Pop-Tarts and the rollerblade and Peter Griffin getting massive in that one episode of Family Guy at one time.
It's a good segue. Before we go, guys, favorite holiday food and or beverage was posed on the sheet. It's eggnog season. Are we eggnog drinkers in the group? Sound like we had a deviled egg fan. Little deviled egg, little eggnog, little mayo.
Beast fan now.
Oh, all right.
What's up?
Eggnog's gross.
What about spiked eggnog? A little Kraken spiced rum into your nog?
Brandon, doesn't Dad like that shit?
I think so. I think both.
Yeah, because I remember he'd always have those like gallons in the fucking house. He said, "Anybody touch my eggnog, I'm gonna kill you guys." We never touched it because none of us liked it.
Of course, I think is that Troy. Someone correct me if I'm wrong, but
yep,
it would not surprise me that Troy loves eggnog.
You drink it, you dump it down the drain.
What is it? Do any of you guys know what Jello salad is? I had overheard a conversation.
Ambrosia salad?
Jello salad? I don't know. There was a conversation about Jello salad or eggnog, and the consensus was that
so Jello salad is where there used to be like an old 60s or 70s trend of including vegetables in Jello.
Ew.
And so you'd have like shredded carrots or pieces of celery or even lettuce in the Jello.
Jello salad.
Right. The Jello salad.
With a legit salad.
Would you rather do that or have some eggnog? I'd do the fucking eggnog.
I'll do the eggnog.
If it's got alcohol in it, I'll take that versus some weird Jello mold with solid product inside of it.
Now hold on a second. You can put some fruit in some Jello, dude. That like some real fruit. Let it sit in there and solidify it. Yeah, dude.
All right.
That's all I really cares for. The rest
that qualifies though. So if I did a red Jello with slices of strawberry and let it get cool, that's tasty.
Yeah.
That does not look
out. All right, so I will say my favorite Christmas food, and I don't know if it's because I love my wife's side of the family this much. We have prime rib every year, and one person every year makes it different. Dude, this year it's up to me and my wife to make the prime rib, and I'm using Dano's, Kinder, and some other seasoning, and I'm smoking it for 24 hours. I'm so excited for this to the point of where I want to cut a slice for everybody and send it to you, but we all know it's going to go bad.
I'll be there. It'll get lost in the mail with my Kraken hat, huh?
Yeah.
Dude, I'm still pissed that did not show up.
Did you send it? If you used regular mail, then somebody probably took it because our mail in North Riverside is brutal.
So I sent it. I paid $30 for next day shipping.
Holy cow! Where's the tracking number?
I don't know. Somewhere in the mess of receipts that we have. But I literally, because right when I said I'm going to send it to you,
it should be either text to you or sent your email.
Yeah, find that because you paid more than what the hat's worth just to get it here.
Yeah, because I knew you needed one.
Well, I got cracking hats. I need an Astros hat. I'd never wear it. Don't send me.
Damn, you got me all happy.
Damn cheaters.
Dude, I almost jumped through this screen to give you a hug just for that one. But you know what? Now, Marco, you're on the bottom of my promise list.
You just made a list.
Ben took the number 1.
I gotta say, like, man, every year for
is that
Christmas,
a real scoreboard update?
Yes.
Oh my Lord!
Yeah.
So, do they get rid of them after this game?
Do they even let him go to the locker room? They just lock him out. Like he's giving an interview.
They're like,
he's got to walk.
Find your own plane.
Walk home, bro.
Like,
oh my! Where is this game? Is this game in LA or is it in Vegas?
No, it's in Vegas.
Oh my God! They got to be going nuts. Wow.
Yeah.
Like you can no longer talk about Denver anymore. They still got 70, but this is atrocious.
Wow.
It was
He's got to be gone. He's got to be gone
before half.
He's got to be gone tomorrow morning, and they got to start the rumors that they're bringing in Belichick just to create buzz so that everybody's not mad that they fired him because they want to fire him. They got to fire him. That guy's
they probably already fired him, and you're going to hear about it after the game.
Like the
game's going to be over midnight tonight. It's going to strike everybody saying, "Hey, he got fired."
How much time's left in the game? Do we have a chance for them to score
third
73?
Quarter.
Yeah, it's only a third quarter.
Let's go, Raiders. Put a 73 burger on them.
You're making O'Connell look like he's Patrick Mahomes out here.
Oh, he's the good AOC.
Dude, these throws are like
Aiden O'Connell, 20 of 32 for 240 and 4 tutties.
4 touchdowns.
I feel Long is talking about.
Wow.
Devontae Adams is 94 yards.
Good Lord.
So back to your favorite holiday foods.
Oh, yes.
I love smoking my turkey.
Oh.
So that's now my favorite word to say when it comes to smoke my turkey is spatchcocking it. But that's another story.
What?
Guys touching that time. Spatchcocking, you basically cut the spine out so you can put it flat. So you get the
cooks evenly, cooks faster.
Yeah.
Cooks evenly, cooks faster.
Yep. But anyway, that's always good. But also for drinks, being the Wisconsin boy I am, now I'm back home. A proper Wisconsin supper club brandy old fashioned is hard to beat. Sour is my preferred here, but bourbon's my true preference. But in this holiday spirit, I go brandy. So.
What kind of brandy? I don't think I ever heard you say it.
So usually we go Corbel for our old fashions because you're mixing it, but it's still a good, smooth old fashioned that way.
I think I might find a good whiskey to drink for Christmas this year.
Yeah, every Christmas, my brothers and our family, we do. Anybody ever watch The Big Lebowski?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
And when they make White Russians, do you remember what they call them?
No.
They call them Caucasians. And so we every year we call it the Caucasian Christmas, where we will make at least one round of White Russians, and so that is a guaranteed like main staple. And again, that's just a family thing between me and my brothers and my sister. But then after that, I agree with Ben. I like a good bourbon. At least over the years, I've kind of learned to appreciate some different kinds. Actually, I lost a bet to my cousin, who I'll see around New Year's, that I had to go get a bottle. It was a $50 bottle for him at least. So got a little blade and bow that we're gonna put on some rocks, and we're gonna enjoy his victory together.
Now here's my question: you guys that drink like bourbon and brandy on the rocks, do you have a nice cigar with it?
If given the availability, sure, yeah, absolutely.
I had one of the best Cuban cigars and whiskey the other night for my birthday. Dude, I kid you not. Like, I felt like I was the king of the world, just puffing the cigar, drinking the whiskey. And I'm like, this is the life that I want to have. It was perfect. Like, if I'm going to send everybody one of those cigars, it is so smooth. It is so nice. And I tell you, it's literally that big.
Oh yeah, we got to get our buddy from overseas. I didn't see him chime in today. Who's our guy? Who's our guy in England? Oh man, his name escapes me, but forgive me. I've screwed up enough tonight with whatever I need to put in there. But they're not illegal in England, so maybe we can trade him some Dads with Bacon swag for some Cubans.
I'm in.
Although I do believe, and Ben, maybe you can back me up on this, but Cubans are a little bit overrated. If you're not a cigar guy, TJ, I don't hold it against you. But if you can get a good Dominican with a Nicaraguan wrap, just as good, if not better than.
Oh, I get big fat Texans, dude.
Okay.
Yeah. So
best ones I've had were big fat Texans.
I love it. I love a big fat Texan. You never go wrong with a big fat Texan. Built for comfort, not speed. All right, guys, I'm going to get in more trouble. It's been a long day. Ben, we got to get our whiskey show going.
Yeah, we do.
That being said, gentlemen, it's been almost an hour and a half. We've had some good stuff. A wonderful guest. Thank you for bringing on Umpire BlueLou, Ben. That was a great guest. And, what are you guys getting into this weekend?
Well, first things, I'm actually getting into a couple holiday parties this weekend. We're doing some of the volunteers at our church. We do like a kind of like a little catered meal together, and then we do a white elephant gift exchange and just hang out for a few hours. We're doing that tomorrow night, and then Saturday we're shipping the kids off to the in-laws, and they're staying the night there, and we're going out to another white elephant party of one of my colleagues, and then from there heading out to a bar party. So we're actually it's a little bit nice. It's for a change for wifey and I to get out and get a little lit up.
Good for you. Good for you. Maybe you could enjoy a nice Swisher Sweet. No, Troy, I don't think any of us are surprised that that's the cigar you've smoked, Troy.
Making it awkward now. Making it awkward.
Yeah, make it awkward, Troy. Make it awkward. There it is.
I was saying that. It's getting awkward.
Troy, I do not live that far from you. I will help you there, and I will take it nice and easy with you.
TJ,
boys, have a good weekend. I'll see you later.
TJ, what are you getting into this weekend?
So I actually have a company Christmas party tomorrow that I'm actually very excited about because we are officially naming our new owner, and we've all been waiting for this for 2 years now. So we're all excited about that. And then this weekend, my daughter got invited to her first birthday party.
Nice.
So, like, for her school friends. So, we're going to go ice skating with her. Oh, my God, dude. Raiders just scored again.
Yes. They're going to do it, dude. They're a franchise that's going to keep putting up points. They will keep scoring.
Oh, yeah. They won't.
My daughter's ice skating this weekend. And then on Sunday, I have a tree out with the Warriors, and all the vets are coming back, and we're helping out for the new guys that are coming in. But we actually have 3 guys who play professional for the Ravens coming out to talk to our guys who come to try out and letting them know, like, hey, you can make it to the next level. So I'm kind of excited about that. Get to meet a couple of Ravens on Sunday, the guys that can't make the team and are on the practice squad, but still somebody with the Ravens logo.
They're in there. Brandon, what are you up to? Were you going to be able for me to text you and send you a trash talk all weekend during the game?
Oh, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be ready. I'll be here. No, not much. We got reffing on Saturday. Chilling with the fam. Got some house projects.
That's a dirty interception.
Other than that, just living life, man.
Right on. Big Ben, what's up?
SmackDown tomorrow, and then actually doing a foam rolling class for getting older. I did some muscle recovery stuff here, gentlemen, and getting the house ready because I'm hosting Christmas Eve in my house, so getting the house ready on Saturday, and then Sunday the Packer game, and then cruising into a week of work, and then I get my week off for Christmas. I'm taking so. Will
you and Aaron make a sign for SmackDown? You guys going to bring a sign?
I was debating my Pepsi Phil sign, but I don't want to embarrass my kid. Well, it's not true. I do want to embarrass him, but he's bringing his friends, so I'm going to take it easy this time around.
Right on.
How about you?
We're going Christmas shopping. We're leaving the kids at home, and me and the wife are going to go Christmas shopping and go out to dinner. So we're going to have a nice little afternoon amongst the masses, and then a early dinner at Fogo de Chao, which is Brazilian steakhouse. Yeah. So just keep giving them the green light with my, and just keep feeding me. So
get the meat sweats, bro.
Hey, we got to hit the Fogo de Chao here in Baltimore, dude. It's perfect.
Yeah. Love me. It's been a while. It's been a long time since I've had Fogo de Chao. So, good stuff. All right, fellas. Well, enjoy the rest of the week, and we will talk next Thursday.
This shirt don't fit like it used to, and I need another notch on my belt. If you're looking for a six-pack, muscled up kind of man, better look somewhere else. Yeah, I can stand to lose a few pounds, but for right now, I'm working on my dad bod.